BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
What's up, guys? Chef Jeff, this dope cooking show. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's January. We cooking. We getting it in. What's up? How y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Chef Jeff, and you have tuned into this dope cooking show where I am showing you how to do some things in your kitchen, my knowledge, your hands, and it's gonna be good at the next party. So let's get into it. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, so yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. Had a good old time. Sure did. Enjoyed myself. Man, this weekend was packed, jam-packed. We spent the weekend going to parties. We went to a birthday party. We went to two birthday parties, actually three. So we went to, there's a little guy, there's a couple that we know, the Smiths. They had a son named Dallas the Fourth, so they call him Four, the most adorable kid you will ever meet. And they had a Fat Tuesday themed party. Loads of fun. I'm talking about had a ball. My boys, they was out. You know, it was cold, but they did a parade, like a Fat Tuesday parade. They threw beads, they threw candy. They had balloons and decorated masks. My boys had a ball, you hear me? So much so, Zeke was asleep before we got home. To the end, after that, we left and went to a couple. They had a birthday party, so we met them at Bar Louie for some drinks. And then Sunday, we went to a surprise party for my guy, Bernice, bass guitar player, phenomenal guy, him and his wife, Nye. They are amazing people, and I'm glad that they are my friends. So yeah, we've been moving and grooving, you hear me? This weather is bipolar. I don't know what else to say. Bipolar is, good Lord. It's 60 degrees one day and then 25, 30 degrees the next day. And today it is freezing, but you know, we out here, right? So a little while back, I made some dirty rice, but I made it with cauliflower rice. So today we are making cauliflower dirty rice. So we're gonna get into it. So I'm thinking we're gonna pair that with some jerk chicken. Now, I know there's probably two different sides of the spectrum, but that's what I want. So why not show you two things at once? So we're gonna get into this jerk chicken. No, we're gonna do the dirty rice. This the point of the show is dirty rice, cauliflower rice. Cauliflower dirty rice. However you put it together, that's what we're doing. With a side of jerk chicken. Now, the jerk chicken, I didn't go all out crazy with it, right? There is a marinade that I get. I think it's called Walker's. They have a spicy one, and they have like a regular mild one, right? Whew. It is now that hot one, it's hot. And the mild one, it's got a little kick to it. So that's what we're using. We're using the mild. I already had marinated it before y'all got here, and I threw the container away because it was trash day. So I had to get the trash out for, we stuck with another week's worth of trash in the house. So anyway, I did all that. I already had to cut the chicken and marinated it. So we're going to sear that, right? And then we're going to finish it in our trusty, dusty, new wave oven. That thing been around forever. So we're going to season it. It's already been seasoned. We're going to sear it in a skillet so we can get that hard sear on the outside, and then we're going to finish it in the new wave oven, right? So it'll be moist still, but it'll have that char on the outside. Boom. And then we're going to get into our cauliflower dirty rice. Now, there's no trickery to it. I promise you it's not. The only difference is it's not rice. It's cauliflower rice. Everything else is still the same. Okay. So for me, I don't be doing much pork, right? Most dirty rice has pork sausage in it. So we're going to use ground beef. Some people use ground beef. Some people use a combination of the both. But I'm just going to use ground beef today because that's all I want to use. So we're going to use a little bit of ground beef. We're going to get all the rest of the ingredients together, and we're going to get this thing going. Let's see. Y'all ain't hungry yet? Let me tell y'all something about servers, they sections, and their attitudes. So, boom, we go to Bar Louie. My people sitting around a round table. So we, like normal, grab the next round table and slide it over because it wasn't enough of us to really be at a huge, big, long table. So cool. We weren't gonna be there long anyway. We're gonna be there for a few minutes. So cool. No big deal, right? So we slide the table over and we see one of the servers kind of, saying something off in the background. And then the server from the table that was already present came over and was like, hey, she want her table back. So we like, what you mean she want her table back? She was like, well, that table in her section, y'all not sitting in her section, y'all sitting in my section. I was like, well, cool, tell her to come over. We'll spend money with her in her section. We just relocated the table. I mean, it sounded like a good idea to me. I didn't think it was a problem, but she didn't want to serve us connected to the other table. Now, that young lady missed out on probably a $25 tip because she wanted the table to be in her section. You got to be able to maneuver, guys. You got to be able to kind of bend and move and shake and bake because, first of all, it was a ton of people over there, and everybody over there was upset because she wasn't really circulating like she wanted to. When we moved the table back and we moved everybody to a long table in the previous girl's section, the dude next to us was like, she a terrible server anyway. She ain't doing good. I know she ain't making no money because she ain't been over here but one time to us. And we've been here about an hour and a half. Now, guys, to my servers, listen, customer service is paramount. You have got to. That is why you go into the job. That's why you sign up, other than the tips. And the cash out at the end of the night is to serve. If you got an opportunity to serve a table, don't be upset and moan and complain about where the actual location of the table is. If the consumer is willing to spend money with you as the server at the table in another server section, why make a big stink about it? She had the funkiest attitude. I mean, she was looking ugly. First of all, she wasn't cute no way. And then she was looking all grungy, rough looking. Honey, we could have spent money. We could have all had what we needed because we wasn't doing nothing but stopping through. So we weren't gonna be there that long. But you was gonna make at least a $20 tip, $25 if you had a smile, $25 tip off of us. So you messed yourself up. And then people, that table that we moved it back, put the chairs back, and nobody sat there before we left. And we was there for like an hour and a half, right? So that's money you lost out on because you was funky. You had a funky attitude about how you wanted your tables to be. That ain't it, folks. Customer service got to be number one in these restaurants. So customer service has to be at the forefront of your mind when you clock in to work to make your money, because you ain't gonna make no money if your customer service ain't right. I'm just saying. Bar Louie, the food ain't that good no way. And this particular Bar Louie, I don't know how they staying open. It sucks. So, I mean, like, it took like 20 minutes to get our drinks. And then when the appetizers came out, we was like, who ordered this? Because we forgot that we ordered it because it had been so long, right? Not gonna go into that. The purpose of this particular rant is servers. You clock in to serve. For them 8 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, however long your shift is, you are there to serve. Serve with a heart of servitude, because it ain't gonna do nothing but benefit you on the back end, right? So look, if you're a server, remember, it's people like me that are watching, because I know y'all be tripping. So look, we're finna get into this. We're finna start cooking. So let's go. Call your people. Tell them we on. This dope cooking show. We're making cauliflower dirty rice. Okay, guys, we are back. This dope cooking show. We are cooking, getting ready to get started. We have our skillet, our cast iron skillet heating up so we can go ahead and sear off our chicken. I think this is the easiest way to go about this episode. So I wanted to do the chicken first because it's already seasoned, it's already cut. You don't need to see that process. And two, it was last minute, so I didn't want to just make no cauliflower rice for y'all. I wanted to put together a little something. So we letting our cast iron skillet heat up. We got our chicken already marinated in our jerk season, our jerk marinade. And so all we're gonna do here is sear this off, and then we'll put those in our new wave oven and let it continue to cook. I'm I'm getting a hard sear on the outside so I can get the color and that crispiness a little bit, and then I'll put it in the new wave oven to get the doneness and the moist tenderness on the inside. So that's how we doing this, because why not? You know what I'm saying? So we're waiting to let our skillet heat up. I got a little bit of spray oil in the can non-stick spray oil, vegetable oil. That's what we using, right? I kind of went to the spray non-stick oil because first of all, that skillet has been through some stuff, so it's cool. But I like the non-stick. Also, too, is less calories. I'm trying to stay within my. It's actually no calories, as you can see. 0 calories. I got 25 more pounds to lose, y'all. And as y'all have seen, if y'all follow me on my social media, I am in the gym tough. I got a trainer. His name is Adam Corman, and he is kicking my butt, literally. The dude is no joke. He is a IFFBB Pro. IFFBB Pro. Anyway, he got his pro card. And the dude is no joke. He's serious about what he do. So serious that sometimes I think he lifting weights and I'm not. But anyway, very cool guy. He's been training Toya, so y'all see how good Doc is looking. That's why, because of Adam. So, I'm trying to get on the train, trying to get on board. I kind of plateaued a little bit with my weight loss journey, so I want to make sure that I can continue to get where I want to go. So that's what the move is. Up in the morning, 5 o'clock at the gym. Heard. Y'all seen my video lifting them weights, my face, eyes closed. Somebody said, it's intense when your eyes closed. So here's my thing. I when the trainer is counting, I'm counting backwards, right? Why? It keeps my mind off of the pain that I'm feeling because of what's going on with this training situation, right? I'm talking about it hurt. And I'm not a big weightlifting fan because of the pain, right? Because you be in pain for 3 days, and then it'd be time to go back, do it again. So I just ain't a fan. So what I do is I count backwards. So as he's counting 1, 2, up to 10, he started 1, I started 10. I go count backwards. That way I keep my mind focused on something else other than what's happening, because it hurt. But I can say I do feel good. And I can't wait to see what, body composition, how my body changes with lifting weights. Because I've been kind of staying away from the weights for a while just to get down to the actual number on the scale that I desire, right? And it ain't no big deal. Everybody's different. Everybody goes about their weight loss journey different. Doc started off with the weights. I started off with cardio only, right? So I was doing like an hour of cardio while she was on an hour of weights. As you can see, sis look good, and I do too. So shoot, I ain't missing nothing. I ain't worried about a thing. She ain't either. So I just wanted to continue get that good final push. I did the old cardio. I did the old body scan thing where you get on the machine and it go around you and it show you your body fat and all that kind of stuff. And so the lady was like, "You lose 25 more pounds, you will be considered healthy or in the proper weight for your age and height." I ain't never been close to that at all, ever, never in my life. I've always been on the obese far other side of the scale, spectrum, whatever. So to be that close and all I gotta do is lose 25 more pounds, I'm game. So that's the goal, that's the move. I'm gonna follow up with my doctor to see where I am as far as pre-diabetic stages and all that kind of stuff. Because of course it runs in my family, so I'm trying to be the one that ain't on it. You know what I'm saying? My little brother is a type 2 diabetic and he takes insulin and all that. I don't want to have to do that. So I'm doing everything that I can to, 1, be alive for my kids, and 2, just be an overall healthy person. I'm starting to see the weight loss. Actually, my homegirl, Rayford, shout out to Rakita Rayford, my homegirl, she sent a picture that we took She sent the picture that we took, and dude, I was huge, and I didn't even know it. I was just like, wow, who knew? You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, ah, man. She was like, dude, she's like, you lost so much weight. I just can't believe that you don't see it, and I don't. And that's one of the things that I be laughing at Doc about. Doc takes pictures all the time in the gym. Y'all see him, but she is definitely tracking her weight loss. She's tracking how she looks in her fancy gym outfits. She's tracking how she looks and tracking, you know, her her size. She looks different in all of her outfits. So it's one of those things. As y'all can see, we flip that chicken and we got that nice little sear. Um, so we're gonna let it cook on that other side, and then we're gonna put them in a new wave oven to finish. But yeah, so that's the move, that's the goal, that's what we're doing. So I've been trying to turn it up a notch with the eating. Definitely track all my calories, track all of my meals through my Fitness Pal, which is pretty cool little tool. I've used it before. But you know, to each is his own. Everybody's different. I'm different, you're different. But I know that 25 more pounds versus 100 pounds is way more achievable. So I started this thing at 302. We are down to 254. If I lose another 25 pounds, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. I'm just saying, you ain't gonna be able to tell me a thing. I'm gonna walk in the room like I'm supposed to be there every time, even if I ain't. But anyway, just wanted to let y'all know that's what we doing. So we got this going. We're gonna get this chicken in the new wave oven, and then we're gonna move on to our cauliflower dirty rice. Okay, guys, we are back, getting ready to get this cauliflower dirty rice started. Okay, so of course you got to have your Trinity, they call it. So you got celery, bell pepper, yellow onion. I'm adding red bell pepper for some flair, just because I'm me, right? Also spices. We're gonna use chili powder, dried oregano, dried parsley, dried thyme, bay leaves, salt, pepper, garlic, and we got our ground beef. So we're gonna cut these vegetables up, right? We gotta get our skillet turned on with a little oil in it, or a little Earl in it. Yep, and that's gonna be that on that. Tell y'all something. This weather is crazy. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for this cold week to be over. Now, every year since I've moved here to Texas, every year in January we get a week that is blistering cold. Now we had the winter freeze over of 2021. We had last year was real cold for like a week, and then it was back up to the 60s. So I'm gonna just say I'm ready for the weather to be back up to the 60s right now today. It is so cold, and it ain't nothing I ain't used to, right? But it's been a while since I felt like that, and it's okay, right? But man, if it could go ahead and go on the way, I can get so much more done, so many more activities. Update on the car. I have painted it. It is white, but I need about I want to do probably 3 more coats of white, and then I'll put some clear on it. I don't tell nobody, right? Because a lot of people don't know who I got this car from, and a lot of people don't know what color this car gonna be. So don't tell nobody. Between me and you, I am excited to get it done. I'm excited to get the painting part done, the body work, because that was something that I've never done. So I'm excited because I'm about to have it done, and I'm going to the next process, the next part of the process, which is the interior. I got all the interior already. It's in the garage, so it's just a matter of cleaning it, putting it back in, and making it all match, right? So I'm good with it, no problem. Then the motor is already ready to go. So give me about 3 months. We might do an update with me driving around in it. I'm just saying, you watch yourself because I'm coming. The goal is to get it ready for Whip Fest. Y'all know I go to Whip Fest every year, once a year. the biggest car show in Texas. One of them, I think. Anyway, it's a big deal in Texas. And I done been to all of them since I moved here. Every time I come around, I go. That's my day. I be outside, I be gone. I be like, nah, I ain't gonna go. And Doc be like, yes, you are going. You better get out of here because I got stuff playing. So cool. All right, bet. So anyway, that's the thing. That's what we're doing. So that car is strictly for that. And that's what the timeline is I'm trying to make on that. So y'all be on the lookout because I'm working. I'm working hard. Every day that it's warm outside, I'm out there doing something. But not today because it's cold. So we got our bell pepper. We got our celery cut up. I'm going to go ahead and cut our skillet on. We use the same skillet that we had with the jerk chicken. And we're going to add this, and then we're going to get to it. Because, why not? Oh, yeah, and then I got ground beef. Now, I don't know about y'all. I don't think I've ever talked about it, but I like, we use 80-20. Sometimes I use a 90-10. But I like the fine ground beef. Somebody asked me what type of ground beef I use. I use fine ground beef. Why? Because I just like the texture of it. Sometimes you get ground beef and it be too chewy. You be having stuff left in it that should have been ground up. So I just tend to get the fine ground. It stretches a little more when you come into catering situations. So that's why I use fine ground beef, 80-20. So for this one, we're using 80-20 ground beef. We're not using sausage because trying to stay, not too much pork. And we've been tacoing it out lately. So got to get that pastor every time. Shout out to Fuel City with these tacos. Now, if you got another place that's better than Fuel City, let me know. They got to have the corn now. They got to have the corn. The corn is a must. You got to have it. If you don't have the corn, I'm not going. Not going. I went a couple of days ago. No, that was yesterday. Day before yesterday. Anyway, we went day before yesterday, whatever day we went recently, and we wasn't sure. I was kind of, concerned. I didn't think the little corn lady was gonna be outside, and it did. I'm thinking like this trip gonna be a bust because nobody want to drive way over for no tacos. I need the corn and the tacos. I need both of them. So lo and behold, look at me showing my. Lo and behold, the lady was out there. On like popcorn. I'm talking about, yep, we in there. So the lady was out there, and I got my corn fixed. I got me some tacos, and man, shoot, I was in heaven. So they got to have the corn wherever we're going now. They got to have the corn. It's important. You don't have the corn, I ain't going. And it ain't got to be, Fuel City top-notch corn to me, but it got to be, decent. Because that's what I'm in it for. That good old corn. And then them tacos gonna follow. See, it's a whole thing. Like it's a whole, all of it got to be together, So we got our skillet, our ground beef cooking. Got our vegetables cut, as you can see. So we're gonna brown off our ground beef, and then we're gonna keep going with the process. So I'm gonna move y'all over, and we're gonna keep cooking. Okay, so we got our ground beef in here. We're browning them up. All right. You want to go ahead and season your ground beef, of course. Garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper if you want to. Of course, we got all these other spices going in, so you want to make sure that you leave space, leave room for those. So we're gonna go in with probably. Oh shoot, y'all! I didn't do the onion. Y'all ain't tell me. Ain't nobody remind me of nothing. Hold on. Okay. Y'all ain't told me nothing. I done left the onions and garlic out of there. Y'all gonna give me toe up. But anyway, cool. We got the onions and we got a little garlic paste in there. Get it going, right? Okay. So once all that, as that's cooking and coming together, we want to go ahead and add our cauliflower rice so they can get in there, and then we want to add our bay leaves and the rest of our seasoning, right? Also, our chicken is about to be done, so we're gonna pull it. We're gonna turn that off because I let my new wave oven go to 8 minutes left, I don't know where it starts at, but when I pull it at 8 minutes left, perfect every time. Perfect chicken. Um, if you should be so fortunate to have a new way oven, then you know what I'm talking about. And I hope when it comes time for me to get a new one, I can get a new one because I definitely want a new one. I be using this thing like I use this more than I use my microwave. So anyway, we're gonna go in with a fresh bag of rice and cauliflower. Nothing fancy about it. Nothing fancy about it. Yep. That's how we do that. Now you want to pull your cauliflower rice out probably about 6 or 7 minutes before you use it because it's gonna be like clumpy. You see the clumps right there? But if you give it time to, start coming up to room temp, you'll be just fine. So that's what we got going right here, guys. This is our rice, cauliflower rice, dirty rice. Okay. So as you can see, let's see, you get a little closer on that guy. Mm-hmm. We'll go with that for right now. So what happens when you put that ice cold in there? It's gonna drop that temperature. So you want to go ahead and put all the rest of your seasonings in. So we're going with some oregano leaves. Boom. Parsley. Boom. Thyme. On my side. Oh no. Oh, y'all wasn't asking me to sing. My bad. Chili powder. Now this calls for cayenne pepper, but I'm a punk. I don't want to use that. I don't want to use no cayenne pepper because I don't want it to be too hot. So we'll stick to what we got right here. We'll get this all mix up. We'll give it an old mix up. And we're gonna add our bay leaves. We're gonna let that guy simmer for a little bit. We're gonna just let him cook. So that is the majority of this recipe, yeah. One, and the recipe called for 3. We're gonna get 3. These are all crunched up, so it might be time to get my other one out of there. But yeah, this it, guys. Cauliflower rice, dirty rice. Sorry, my bad. Shaking it out on the camera. Boom, 3 bay leaves. Now, with these bay leaves, you got to make sure you get them out, okay? Because ain't nothing like biting into a bay leaf. Ain't nothing like biting into a bay leaf. Like, what's this? Oh, bay leaf. I forgot to take it out. I made some gumbo a couple weeks ago, and I had my bay leaf in there, and I got a big old bowl of gumbo, baby, with the rice. I made chicken and sausage gumbo. Man, I was so proud of myself because I haven't. So honestly, my father-in-law is from New Orleans, and I don't ever want to insult anybody or where they're from by making something and it ain't right. It's got to be right. So I had just stayed away from him because Doc was like, "Yeah, my daddy won't eat everybody gumbo. It's got to be right." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Well, then I don't need to make none. So I don't mess that up." So what I did was I made an experimental batch of gumbo. I did my roux and all of that. You hear me? Man, that gumbo tastes so good. Got me a big bowl of it, sat down, and what happened? Had a bay leaf in there that I didn't take out. I didn't keep count of how many I put in there. So anyway, that happened. Cool, no big deal. So I posted it online, and everybody was like, "Man, it look good, it look good, it look good." My father-in-law was like, "Looks like a winner to me." Man, I was lit. And I'm talking about turned up because I don't, like I said, I don't want disrespect. I don't want to disrespect nobody. I don't want to disrespect nobody. And man, I was turned up. Shoot, you can't tell me nothing now. I had a true New Orleans tell me that my gumbo look good from just a picture. Man, shoot, he don't even know how that thing tastes because I'm talking about it was banging. I'm talking about it was banging. I had that roux just right, that chocolate roux. Ooh, man. But anyway, this is our cauliflower rice. So we're going to let that simmer for a few minutes. We're gonna plate us up some, and we're gonna cut us up some chicken, and we're gonna have us a little something to eat. Be back in a minute. Okay, guys, there was one thing I forgot. Some chicken broth. That was supposed to go in there too, as well. So definitely add the chicken broth so that it's not dry. Okay. Let me tell y'all something about this jerk chicken. Now look, I used the marinade on it. So I wanted a dry, like a dry rub type situation because it's gonna be moist, right? When I say that marinade is hot, it's got a kick to it. And that was the mild one. I would never bought the hot one. But this chicken fire. All right, guys, let's get into our plate. Okay. Cauliflower dirty rice for the win. Of course, it's January. Everybody in the gym getting healthy. Man, just like I remember dirty rice tasting. This dope cooking show, cauliflower dirty rice with a side of jerk chicken. I'm gonna holler at y'all next week because I'm about to eat. Peace.